Hello, everybody. I will show you here some pieces of work. I met a guy, it's a specialist in measurement, Benoit Loup, and he went to a volcanic region in France, and he brought me this work from that region and also some gravel. And I measured it with the device of Phil Callahan that I have here. Now it's not made anymore, but I make already a new device. This one, even more strongly made, but it's also a new version of it. And I worked on the measurement, and this rock from a place in France was 1900 micro CGS, micro CGS of paramagnetism. What is very, very good of paramagnetism that you can use to improve the fertility of the soil. And then I had this from a garden center, an alternative garden center in Alsace. I don't know the origin, but it's very interesting too. That's Puzolan. That's a kind of rock. I will show you. That is very lightweight. You see, it's in reality it's the lava. It's when it comes out of the volcano. It's very lightweight. It can even float on the water sometimes, and because there's much air. And I wanted to measure the paramagnetism, and this one was very less. It was only 180 micro CGS. But I had another one. This one, it's also lava like this, a kind of puzolan that is named pumice. And this was 1050 micro CGS. Very, very interesting. Very good to improve the soil too. So if you would use it for your garden, for your plants or in pots, then you will have a lot more fertility results, a lot more good plant growth with this one compared with this one, because it's a lot higher paramagnetism effect. And I met today a guy that came specially from Ireland. It's Bill Delahoy, if I spell it correctly. And he is a farmer at around 30 minutes from Glendalough. So whereas the big tower of the big round tower that is very famous in Ireland. And so I asked him if he could bring me some rocks from his fields and also from close to Glendalough. And so he brought me a rock that is close to the river of Glendalough that is passing close to the tower, and also a rock from his field. And then I measured the paramagnetism. And it's very interesting. There are two kinds of different rocks, a little bit similar, but this is harder. But I was a little bit deceived. But also, it's also interesting because when I measured it, it was almost only 30 micro CGS of paramagnetism, almost zero. When it's between 0 and 100 micro CGS, it's like no paramagnet, it's very less. So it has almost no effect on fertility. And this one too, very close to the tower. So now if we look at the work, the discoveries of Phil Callahan that make us known or discover the importance of those round towers and the effect on fertility around, he said that when locally the area was not paramagnetic, that they took in past times the rocks from somewhere else in Ireland, probably from the north of Ireland, where there are a lot of paramagnetic rocks, to make the towers out of it, to make it a paramagnetic tower, because then it have a lot more effect. But it was not possible to get a sample of the tower. I can understand that if everybody take a sample, there will be no tower anymore. But So, but it would be interesting to one day maybe to be able to check that or to measure that again, if to check or to confirm the theories and the measurements of Phil Callahan. So, but it's very interesting to observe that locally the area is diamagnetic, and so normally they could really increase the natural fertility of the soil of the farmers around by bringing sand or sand from the north of Ireland, where they have a lot of paramagnetic rock, and it would be a very cheap and easy way to improve fertility without fertilizers, without pesticides, with very natural local rocks that are plenty around in Ireland. And almost in every country in Europe, you have quarries with paramagnetic rocks. You just have to know where they are, to study a little bit the geology of the country and the place, and to find the right quarries with that sand. Mostly they use those quarries to make sand for construction material, but you can use them also to increase the natural fertility. Interesting point too, very important point, is that you will increase natural fertility in time. Really, it's you bring it one time to your field, and then it will work really years after years. It will work. It's not like a classic fertilizer that you have to buy and put again every year. No, that kind of fertilizer is like you connect it with the magnetic energies with the earth, and it stays there, and it will always be connected with those magnetic energies of the earth that will increase the fertility. So, well, one time you have bring the material, those rocks that will connect to the magnetism of the earth, you will really increase dramatically the fertility. You will see that you will have a lot more earthworm activity, a lot more good microorganism in the soil, and you will have all good effects from that. So thank you very much. I just wanted to show you some examples, and thank you a lot to Bill Delahoy that visited me with those rocks, and we discussed a lot about those round towers, and so it's very interesting, because it's very old knowledge that we lost a lot and that we rediscovered today, and that's very passionate. I feel really my emotions are are really amazing. It's really we rediscovered those old knowledge and how to use them, and with local technique, local material. We don't need. It's not about money, power. No, it's just about knowledge. If we rediscovered those things, we can do with very less money. We can have huge results. And the first civilizations in Europe, it was not about power and money. It was just by their work and their knowledge, they created that abundance of life and of peaceful living together. That's my belief. Thank you very much. Bye bye.